Clinically proven natural antivirals. Now, given our current circumstances, it comes as no surprise that people want to know what they can use to fight off viral infections. There's actually a lot of things out there that have been proven to fight and clear out certain viral infections. So let's talk about that for a moment here. We're going to be covering HPV, HIV, as well as the common cold, influenza, um, herpes, and hepatitis. So, first on this list, zinc. Now, zinc is one of those things, it's an essential trace mineral. It's responsible for many aspects of our health, everything from wound healing to DNA synthesis to immune function to regulation of certain metabolic functions such as blood sugar and cardiac function. And it also is important for preventing the replication of viruses. Now, it's been used for treating HIV, HPV, and the common cold. Now, in HIV patients, it was able to prevent the immunological failure in these patients. In HPV, it was able to clear out the infections, the watts that come up in these patients, and in the common cold, it was able to reduce the severity as well as the duration of the infection. So that's zinc. Zinc is number one on this list. Number two is elderberry. This is actually one of the most commonly used medicinal herbs worldwide, and it's used in a OTC medicine known as Sambucol. And you can buy this at most pharmacies if you're here in the US. And it's very common and it's very well known. And it's been used in clinical trials for treating influenza type A and type B, as well as the common cold. And it was able to reduce the symptoms of these conditions. So elderberry is another potent antiviral. And those of you who don't know the difference between influenza and the common cold, basically, influenza is the flu. That's what they have the flu shots for. And then the common cold is caused by rhinovirus. It's much less severe, although some people can feel it the same way, especially us men. We call it the man flu. No matter what you get, it's the man flu. Uh, and yeah, it's the people that have the common cold, they're usually much better off than having the influenza infection. Um, and But both are caused by viruses, so keep that in mind. Now, the next thing on this list is neem. Now, I'm trying to cut things short because I don't want to give you a super long video that you get bored of. So, next is neem. Neem is an Ayurvedic herb that's used for treating skin disorders, everything from eczema to non-healing ulcers, non-healing wounds in patients with diabetes. And it's also used in experimental research. It's showing a lot of promise as an anti-cancer agent. So this is also used for treating infections. It's a potent antimicrobial. However, its immune boosting effects is what actually drew me to this herb. In the case of HIV, patients with HIV, neem is actually able to increase the CD4 cell count. And now in HIV, what happens is, in a nutshell, this is an infection that attacks your immune system and basically reduces the amount of T cells that you have, specifically the CD4 cell, and that's what helps you fight off infections. Now, when you have too little of this, your immune system basically becomes compromised and you become susceptible to certain opportunistic infections. That's usually when the condition has turned into AIDS, which stands for acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. And so Neem can actually help to keep your CD4 cell count up in this condition. And it has done so in clinical trials. So it's definitely something to speak to about with a practitioner who's qualified to use this. So next on this list is black seed, also known as Nigella sativa. Nigella sativa is it's quite popular, and if you do a Google search or a YouTube search, you'll find that a lot of people are using this for weight loss. Now, it does help for that as well. It's an added benefit. But that's not what we're talking about here. Black seed is one of those things that can help you in multiple ways. Like if you have an autoimmune condition, black seed is a potent anti-inflammatory, and it also is able to fight off the hepatitis C virus. So this is so if you have an autoimmune condition and you're concerned about boosting your immune system, keep in mind that this can actually help you while still keeping the inflammation down. Those of you who don't understand what I'm talking about, basically an autoimmune condition is a condition in which the immune system is attacking the body itself, usually a specific organ. And so black seed has been used for treating autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis and Hashimoto's thyroiditis. At the same time, it's able to fight off this viral infection, especially when it's combined with ginger. When you use black seed, it can reduce the viral load in hepatitis C. And when you combine it with ginger, it's able to reduce the viral load and improve liver function. Those of you who don't know, hepatitis C is basically a viral infection of the liver. So, black seed is used in both autoimmune conditions as well as for treating this specific virus. At least it's shown a lot of promise for that in clinical research. Uh, so keep this in mind if you are somebody who has an autoimmune condition. Now, the next herb is also beneficial for multiple viruses and for patients who have autoimmune conditions. That is known as Andrographis Paniculata. This is also known as Kalmegh in Ayurveda. Now, this is a herb that you want to use with the proper supervision. For the love of God, you can screw up. You probably will. And then you're going to blame the herb, or you're going to blame me, or you're going to blame the medical science. Please, I'm telling you from the onset, use it under the proper supervision. Kalmegh is used for treating influenza, the common cold, viral hepatitis, as well as HIV. Again, as always, the clinical trials are in the description if you're wondering where this information can be viewed. At the same time, it has shown a lot of promise in rheumatoid arthritis and multiple sclerosis. And so, if you do have an autoimmune condition and you're wondering, how in the world am I going to fight off viral infections? This may be the solution for you. This is something definitely to look into. Speak to your physician about it. At the same time, speak to an Ayurvedic doctor about it, because chances are they don't know what it is. I mean, your physician most likely won't know what it is. It's not covered in medical school. So this is another thing that can benefit you. Next on the list is the combination of two medicinal mushrooms, the reishi mushroom and the turkey tail mushroom. These two are known for their immune boosting benefits. They've been studied right now for treating cancer and enhancing the efficacy of cancer treatments. At the same time, they're both prebiotics, meaning they feed the healthy bacteria. Yes, you actually have healthy bacteria in your body that you need to survive, that live within the colon. And that's responsible for the formation of enzymes, for modulating your immune system, and various other things, neurotransmitters. They are essential for your health. And this actually supports that. It's also useful in boosting the immune system, and in a clinical trial for HPV, there was 88% clearance in the infection. That's a big deal. That is a huge deal. HPV is the human papillomavirus. It's what causes you to get genital warts, and it causes basically it puts you at risk for developing certain types of cancers like cervical cancer, as well as oral cancer, and even anal cancer if you develop the infection in that part of your body. So it's really important for you to look into this, consider this if that is a virus that you are suffering with. Last but not least on this list is lysine. This is an amino acid. Lysine is part of proteins, and it's used for wound healing as well, just like zinc. And what it does is it actually is able to suppress the herpes simplex virus. That's what causes cold sores. Again, it's an STD as well, and it's a viral infection. Lysine can actually reduce the severity of those symptoms, help to speed up the healing when you actually develop the cold sore, and to reduce the occurrence of it. And if this is something that troubles you, there are many other things that can help you as well. Applying lemon balm to the sore itself can actually speed up healing as well. So that's my list of antivirals: zinc, elderberry, black seed with ginger, Andrographis paniculata, turkey tail and reishi mushroom, and lysine. All of these have been used in clinical research. found to be highly beneficial, and they're showing a lot of promise. So it's definitely something to look into and consider. And there's a lot of other things can help you for viral infections as well. These are just some of the strongest ones that I have experience with. I'd prefer to share things with you that I know and that I've seen work for myself, that are also backed by evidence, rather than just share with you a bunch of things that are backed by evidence but don't actually work, and I don't know if they actually work. Because there's a lot of those things too. You got to keep in mind, research can be altered. Research can also be performed in a way, for example, if the company doing the research is the company making the product, there's a conflict of interest there. And that's a problem for me. That's why I have my doubts about many pharmaceutical drugs, because the pharmaceutical companies run the clinical trials, and then whereas if it's done at universities and it's state funded and it's college funded, and these things cannot be patented, like herbs, you cannot patent any of those. They belong to nature, they belong to all of us, as well as Ayurvedic formulations that's in the public domain. I prefer those things that where the research has been funded by the government or by colleges and universities, because that's more, in my opinion, is more trustworthy than being funded by the company that manufactures it. Not to say that the research is false if it's done by the company. It's just, it creates doubt. And sometimes, and I've seen this, certain products that are backed by research, and then people take it and it doesn't work, and you got to question it. And that's one thing that I hate about the supplement industry, is that it's not regulated. So that's why it's so important to go to a practitioner and somebody who knows what they're doing, because they actually know what works and what doesn't work, as long as they have experience. And so, yeah, that's this is my take on viruses and what can be done to treat them and to assist in healing. I hope this information has helped you. If you'd like to get in touch with me, please go to my website, drnishal.com. I do online video call consultations, so no matter where you are in the world, you can get in touch with me, and we can get to the bottom of your problems. And I will see you in the next video.